Howdy, Dave here at Freedom Investing, and today we're going to go over a dividend portfolio update for the month of July. We're going to look at the dividends received, we're going to look at the buys, we're going to look at the sells, we're going to look at Dividend Mountain, the progress made on Dividend Mountain. We're also going to look at the projections for August's dividend income. So let's go ahead and dig in. So here we are looking at the agenda for this particular video. So we're going to look at the overview of the portfolio, health, and both accounts combined. You just saw Dividend Mountain, so we did see a little bit of progress there, just a little bit. So from the last update, and we're going to look at the dividend portfolio, dividend increases, buys and sells, stock spot for July, the stock allocation as it sits today, dividends received for July, dividend metrics, we'll go over a couple of those. And then the options income we're going to take out of this video, which I just did a video yesterday. If you want to see the options income for the cash secured puts and the covered calls, I released a video yesterday, which was Wednesday, August 5th. So you can look at that video up here. It's not going to be in this particular video. So, and then finally, we'll close this video out with dividend income projections for the month of August. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overview of the portfolio here. This is the overview page for the portfolio, and I can see the health of both accounts all in one view. This is a pretty new page that I just created last month, and what we have in here right now is $283,231. That is an increase from last month, and our percent to goal is about 28.32%, and the goal is $1 million. I talked about that about 2 dividend update portfolios ago, how I was even going to get to that number. And I have over $600,000 in real estate notes, so that'll get me almost all the way there. And it's going to take a while for those to bleed out, but for right now I'm getting good income off those real estate notes. If you want to see how the whole real estate note thing works and how much I get paid from that, take a look at this video. I did that quite a while ago. It's been a pretty popular video for what it is. It's just not a real popular topic. A lot of people don't know about it. So so right now we do have 2 accounts, with the taxable and the tax deferred, both in Schwab, and I still have about $33,560 in free cash that still needs to get invested. Now that's come down significantly since the last update I did. And by the way, I did do a mid-month update in July when I got rid of that Wells Fargo. You can take a look at that video up here. Okay, and it's the whole reason how why I got rid of Wells Fargo and not JP Morgan. I got rid of Goldman Sachs as well. So so right now we are sitting at 35 positions total. That is down from the last update mid-month, so that's down from 37 to 35. So yes, I did get rid of some stuff. I'm not going to go over this page in depth here. You can take a look at 2 videos ago, and when I talk about all this stuff in here, and I actually added some more functionality here so we can look at the CAGR and all that. And then I got the stock heat map there, which I have all these empty spaces now because I got rid of some stocks. So we will probably end up getting rid of this space because I probably will never go back up to that many positions ever again. So let's go ahead and move on to the portfolio here. And I don't know if that's done updating, but it should update soon. So, all right, so here is the portfolio view from all the stocks in there. Like I said, we have 35 positions in there. I did get rid of 2, and the positions that I got rid of were ADM, and I got rid of GPC. I know that might sadden some people, but I took profits on those 2 positions, and I actually really like both companies, but I wanted to get out of a little bit of the food space, so because I already got Cisco here, and I wanted to get out of ADM for that reason, so I stuck that money into Cisco. And part of the reason I did that is because number one, Cisco is into food and ADM is in food, but I also wanted to get the Cisco position above 100 shares. So I got rid of GPC just because it was just another position sitting there that was in profit, and which I could just essentially dump into other stocks to get them above 100 shares. So I just, cut that out of the portfolio and spread that across a couple of different stocks to get, some more shares above 100 shares. So, we got Cisco here, that's above 100, Leggett & Platt now is above 100. And, Coca-Cola, Cisco, we got Pfizer there. And we have Microsoft above 100 shares as well. That's part of the reason why I cut those positions out, took profits on them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the profit on those. So I'm logging into the account here. There's the ADM profit I took, $300 I took in profit on that. And then I also got profit on GPC here, so that was $539. So I didn't take any loss on those. That kind of just offsets the loss from the old Wells Fargo debacle. So there's the Wells Fargo loss that I took, and I did an update video on that, specifically why I got out of it. They cut the dividend 80%, and that's the reason I got out of it. And so I did take profits in GPC and ADM and then redeployed those into other stocks to get them above 100 shares. So what we're going to look at here real quick is we're going to also look at right now, I think we had a couple of dividend increases. So let's go ahead and scroll over here. And we had a couple of dividend increases here. So we had Altria with a dividend increase with a 2.38% dividend increase. And that is a little bit lower than what we would expect given what the 1-year CAGR is and the 3 and the 5. So yeah, it is what it is. At least we got an increase. I don't even know if I'm going to even keep that stock anyway. Eventually I'll probably end up getting rid of that one too, but for now I'm actually okay with even adding to that position. It's pretty much break even at this point, but it does generate a pretty healthy income for me. So for really not much risk, $3,500 invested in that to get almost $300 is pretty good return. So I'll probably end up just keeping it in the portfolio for quite a while. Let's scroll down here. We had another dividend increase in Duke. So we had a 2.12% dividend increase in Duke. And that is pretty much, it's a little bit lower than what we'd expect, but it's not too far off. So I'm pretty happy with that one. So let's go ahead and clear that flag here. That's 3.86. We'll clear that flag. And then let's go ahead and clear this flag up here at 3.44. Okay, so now that those are cleared, those are the only 2 dividend increases we had. And right now, just let you know that I did increase the position in Microsoft quite a bit, and that was to get to the 100 shares so I can start selling covered calls. And I talked about that in the video yesterday, so if you want to take a look at that, go ahead and check out that video. So that is the #1 position in the portfolio now. It's not Johnson & Johnson anymore. I still am adding to these positions here as well. Now, granted, Apple did do a reverse stock split, so that will end up being 100 shares probably by the end of August, and then we'll start selling covered calls on that one too. So in addition to that, I'm still building out the rest of these positions as I can to get them all above 100 shares as well. So I added quite a bit of capital to Intel as well. The market it didn't like the earnings, and I figured I'd buy, and I've bought quite a bit. So we're up to 168 shares, and I can even see myself adding the full 200 shares in there. And then when the stock comes back up, because it's going to, I might dump some of those shares back out. But for right now, it's just too good of a deal to pass up. So we're down 11% in that. I was actually up over 5%, but now we're down over 11%. So that's all the dividend increases, and that's what we've done. So let's just look at the buys here for the month of July. So these are all the buys for the month of July. And this is a little misleading, and I'll tell you why. Because I made some sells, right? I sold Wells Fargo, I sold Goldman Sachs, I sold ADM, I sold GPC. So that capital that came out of those stocks went into other stocks, all right? So I bought a lot of Microsoft, about $6,000 worth of Microsoft. I bought a ton of Intel, $3,200 in Intel. I bought quite a bit of Duke. And then there's the Cisco, the food company I bought to get that to 100 shares. T is just too good of a deal to pass up right now, so I had bought some there. So that $28,000 isn't quite the amount that I actually deposited or actually invested into the dividend stocks for completely for the month of July. There's a little bit of sell there that I did there as well. If you're enjoying this dividend portfolio update, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. So we talked about the buys and the sells, we looked at the dividend increases, we looked at the stocks bought for July. Let's go ahead and look at the stock allocation. This is the allocation as it sits right now, and I did update the new S&P 500 ETF, which is VU. I did update that, so that's a 6:30 update there. We look at information technology, that's 27.5% now. So my information technology has come up quite a bit. So we're at 23.5%. Obviously, financials have come down, and some of these other ones have come down. But the big change here really is the information technology. So I will probably just be adding to materials. Energy, I'm not really adding much to. I like it where it is. Add one share here and there. So I just really, in my opinion, the oil is a little too cheap to pass up right now. So we got consumer discretionary at 9.5, and then communications at 6.4. And then we got consumer staples, which is always a defensive play for me. Even if we look at the beta here, we got the beta is average beta is 0.77, then we got the average weighted beta 0.78, 0.67, and then across to both portfolios is 0.76. So that's very defensive. Okay, I have quite a bit of utilities in there, and I have a lot of other stocks that are defensive as well. Unfortunately, my yield has come down across both portfolios. It's 3.38. Now the yield on cost is 3.8, and that really doesn't matter in my opinion, but that is what the actual yield on cost is. And then the CAGR has gone up, and that's because I bought Microsoft and Intel and Cisco, and all those have a pretty high CAGR, and that's the reason why the dividend yield went down, because the CAGR went up. So they're kind of inverse of each other a little bit. It's hard to get a higher yield and then have the CAGR go up as well. Instead, the CAGR went up and the dividend yield went down. So I'm trying to stay right around that 3.5 if I can for the actual yield, which is going to be very tough. But I'm not probably going to add any more Microsoft or anything like that, or probably Apple, until I build out some of the other positions a little bit more, which should raise the yield back up. So we looked at the stock allocation here. Let's go ahead and run a script here so we can look at the dividends received for July. So we got the dividend chart up here. Let's just yank up the terminal. So we got the terminal here, and we're just gonna go ahead and run this script here, which is gonna take all of the dividends received for the month of July and update the spreadsheet.
Luke, I am your father.
I like to talk when I speed these things up, so it just kind of sounds funny when I play it back. But so the dividend meter went up, and we can look at the dividends received here. That's all it does. That script just writes across this line right here. And I did correct a mistake in this from the last month. I wasn't adding all of the particular columns in there, so it was actually off a little bit, but I did correct that, so we are looking good now. So we're up to 2114 for the month of July. And looking back here, these are the dividends that we received. So we got ADP, we got O, KMB, JP Morgan, PPL, MO, LEG, GPC, Cisco, and then KO. So those at $481 total. So those were the dividends received for the month of July, $400. It's kind of a little bit smaller month. Last month was a little bit bigger month. I think even August is even going to be a smaller month, but we're going to look at that here in a second. So $400, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, we're already above $500 and something dollars. I think $660 on average per month. It's just, you know, obviously they get paid out in different quarters and different months, so they're all mixed all over the place. So we looked at the dividend received for the month of July. Let's go ahead and look at the dividend metrics here real quick. So we got the dividend metrics here, and this is for the month of July. Like I said, it's a smaller month, $400. Last month was an $800 month. And then August, I think, is projected. We're gonna look at the projection actually for that one, just to see where that's at. And I believe that's gonna be another small month as well. I don't know, I can't remember if it's this one or this one's the smallest one. So, and then we're also gonna look at the dividends by quarter. So right now we received over $801 for Q3. And then we are going to, you know, get Q4 on the way here shortly. So, and then here's the dividends by year. And last year was not really a dividend, you know, I wasn't really a dividend investor last year. It is what it is, but I did receive some dividends, so I just threw it in there anyway. 2020, we're already up to 2114. And then there's the dividend by ticker, and which is kind of hard to get on one screen because it's so darn big. That's what she said. Okay, so KO, I'm not gonna really go through those. You can pause if you wanna look at those. If you wanna look at my top dividend stocks, let's see, 5-year CAGR. Let's see, top dividend, top or annual income. And there's the top dividend stocks there. So T is the #1 producer for me, followed by Duke, IBM, JP Morgan, and Con Ed, Triple M, 3M, O, ExxonMobil, J&J, and Verizon. So those are the top 10 dividend producers for me, or dividend income producers for me. You know, pretty all solid stocks in my opinion. So we looked at the dividend metrics, and we're not going to go over the options income at all. So what we're going to do last here is we're going to go through the dividend income projections for the month of August. So here is the dividend projection from Schwab, and this is 2020. So September, so we have to click on next 12 months here. So we pretty much missed, let's see, let's go to 2020. And see July, so there's the $400 that we received. And then here's August here, so we're expecting about, let's see, we received 179. We're still receiving another 271. And I don't know what the addition of that actually is. 2, 3, it's over 400 and some dollars. So it's gonna be more than July. And then come September, we are gonna be up near 1,081, so that will eclipse June's big month of 800 basically. And then I keep adding to all the stocks as well, so that's going to keep changing these numbers, but for now we're looking at for August a little over, let's see, 3, 4, over $500, 2, 3, you know, $450 or something like that. So I obviously can't do math in my head. And that's what we're looking at. So the next 12 months, let's see, for September, we got that one. And this is, you know, kind of assuming that you're not going to be buying more stocks. And then right now my monthly average is $704. And I think that's what my dividend portfolio has it at, 703. So we're right near where my projection is in the Schwab. And you know, I still have that $33,000 I can still invest in more stocks as well. So we're gonna go ahead, we're still on track, and I'm gonna get more money invested, you know, so if I see deals out there, I'll buy some more, you know, particular stocks that are on sale. And there's not really much on sale right now. So anyways, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and leave me a comment below. I appreciate everybody tuning in here. And go ahead and like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.